Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to a new video, and today I'm going to show you all the details of this car. So the all new Audi A3 Sportback. I have the new key here. As you can see, very nice design, feels good in the hand. It's also, slim and thin, and also has this aluminum part, so looking very nice. When you unlock it, you are greeted with these very nice indicators. And let's see the design. So on the front we have a lot of changes. Actually, you have a new single frame grille, which is now wider, flatter and bigger overall. It looks very aggressive. This particular model has the S Line trim, which means you get this sporty front bumper with this like air inlets. They are not the real ones, but they do look very nice indeed. Also, one thing that I need to mention when we speak about the S Line trim, you have this element. This is a tribute to the legendary Audi Quattro. You only get this in the S Line trim, and this is how you can actually know that the car is S Line trim. So yeah, of course they are fake, but it's nice to see the Audi heritage here on the front. Speaking of the lights, this is very cool and important actually. So these are the LED lights. LED lights do come as standard on the front on this car, and then this is the daytime running LED, and then this is also the daytime running LED. This turns into indicator when you turn or when you put hazard lights on. And this is not the top of the line, because you also have the matrix LEDs. Now the matrix LEDs are very important, because then you have 15 different LED segments in this part of the light. And then you have the daytime running LED, which is here, and different shapes depending on the trim you get. So when you get the S Line trim, then you get the two vertical lines, because Audi claims that's more aggressive. And on the standard trims, you get the 3 horizontal lines. So that's a new trend for sure. Different lighting signature, depending on the trim you get. This is something that I think we will see also with the other manufacturers, but now Audi is already offering that at the rear lights of the facelifted Q5. So I think this will become a new trend, and I love it personally. Tell me in the comments. I really want to know your thoughts about that. What do you guys think about it? And yeah, overall from the front, very nice design, very sharp lines, I would say, and I really love it. This car is finished in the turbo blue color, looking very nice, especially in combination with these wheels. So let me show you the wheels. These are my personal favorites for this car. They are called the Audi Sport wheels, 19-inch ones with dual tones. We have the silver and gray. Beautiful design. I really think it suits the car very well. These are probably gonna be, they would be my choice if I were to buy this car, but you have various choices from 16 up to 19. If you want more comfort, then you can get the 17 or 18-inch, I would say. But if you want the styling and also the great driving characteristics, this is the wheel to go for. And then of course, as I said, S Line trim. Then you have the badge here, but this car also has the black package, and what it gets you is the trim here at the single frame grille is gloss black, and then also the trim at the doors here. Edges of the doors are also in gloss black instead of the chrome. And then all the S Line models have this side skirt, and when you go for the black pack, then you get it in the gloss black. Otherwise it is aluminum, silver, something like that. I really prefer this one, so tell me in the comments what do you think about it. Let me show you the side view of the car. 4.34 meters, around 3 centimeters longer than the predecessor. Still the same platform, but really improved in terms of technology, and of course in terms of design and everything. Wheelbase is the same as on the Volkswagen Golf. Beautiful design of the back of the car also. And let's talk about the suspension first. You have 3 options of suspension. First one is the regular one, then the second one is this is the sport suspension, lowers the car by 15 millimeters compared to the standard one. And the top of the line is the DCC, dynamic chassis control. So basically you can have the adaptive dampers, different driving modes, and then adjusting them also adjusts the stiffness of the suspension. So that's the best choice, but also the most expensive one. I would probably go for the sport suspension. And now let us move on to the back of the car, and this is really beautiful. So look at this slim horizontal LED lights. Of course, they light the whole way when you turn on the car. And then this is the 3D shape, but you need to pay extra for this. So the standard one, the base model, has the LED lights on the front, but at the back you don't get the LEDs. You need to pay extra, so have that in mind. And these are really beautiful, and when you get those, you also have dynamic indicators, which you see here, so they are really beautiful, and overall design of the car is just awesome. So let's see it from this angle. S Line bumper, which has this sort of like a diffuser at the back. Let me come closer and show you. This is like a diffuser, but then of course you get the fake exhausts. Let me focus. Okay, so the fake exhaust, something that we saw it coming really. S3, which was introduced a few days ago, has real ones. Of course, RS3 will also get the real ones, and here the real one is over there. So yeah, then this is also a nice detail. This car has sensors. You can also get the camera. This car doesn't have it, this particular model. I mean, I would go also for the camera, but yeah. What do you guys think about the design of the car? It's really beautiful, I would say. Probably the best looking car in the class. You have this S Line spoiler. Look at the shape. Look at the shape here, goes up. Really, really nice. I think you can even get this spoiler without getting the whole S Line trim. I saw it in the configurator. And let's talk about the lettering here, 35 TFSI. What does that mean? It means that this car has 1.5 liter petrol engine producing 150 horsepower, and that also means 150 horsepower. It's got the multi-link at the back, so all models with 150 or more, they have multi-link. If you go below that, you get the torsion beam at the back, so have that in mind. I would definitely go for the 150 or more. So yeah, tell me in the comments which spec and which engine would you go for. And now, since we are here, let's open the trunk. And it's actually 380 liters, exactly the same as Seat Leon, exactly the same as the new Golf. And you have this space here, and also you can put this to a lower part like this, and then you have more space, but you don't get the flat bottom then. But yeah, overall nice. You have also the ski box, and then you can fold the seats. So overall pretty practical, I would say. You also get these small spaces on the sides for things like the fire extinguisher or first aid kit, of course. I would say this is really decent. Let's close the trunk. And now that we saw the exterior of the car, it's time to enter and see what does this car has to offer in terms of the interior. So let's go. On the door seals, you will be greeted with the great materials. Just look at this. You have the Alcantara in here, then you have this aluminum part with the place for the ambient lights, which you'll see on the night point of view drive. And then this door handle is very nice, like a reversed one, looking very, very nice, and it goes all the way, almost like it is integrated with this part here. Then you have the lock unlock button in here, of course buttons for your mirrors and also for your windows. And then this is for child safety. You can lock either left rear door or the right rear door. Door pockets are solid, but not the biggest ones in the class. And now let us move on to the interior, and this car has the S Line interior. So let's focus on what's included in the S Line interior. First of all, you have this illuminated, looks very, very nice, beautiful. And then these are the sport seats. Look at the stitching. You have the Alcantara with this white stitching, and then you have the S badge on the seats. They are very, very good. Actually hold you in one position, but very comfortable indeed. I was surprised by the amount of comfort that you have when you drive in these kind of seats. And then also the S Line trim gets you the sport steering wheel with the flat bottom and the S badge. Also this handrest is in leather. I'm also a big fan of this aluminum trim that goes very well with the ambient lighting. And then the air vents, they have very unusual shape and they look futuristic, but also they are actually symmetrical, even though maybe they don't look that way right now, but when you go into driver's perspective, they are. This is the switch for your lights. And also I need to mention that the pedals are aluminum. That's also part of the S Line trim for the interior. And without further ado, let's jump inside. Close the door, and this is the view then. And let's immediately start the car by pressing this start engine button, and then the car comes to life. You have the digital cockpit in front of the driver. This is the digital cockpit plus 12.3 inch. This is optional, but good news is that on the standard one you get 10.25 inch digital cockpit, so very nice, and thumb up for Audi for offering digital cockpit on the standard model. And then what else is standard? Actually, this is standard. So the main screen, 10.1 inch screen, touchscreen of course, is also standard on all models. However, of course, you need to pay extra if you want navigation, but it's nice to have this big screen and also digital cockpit as standard. Speaking of the air vents, look at them from this angle. Really nice and also symmetrical. And also when you drive, the air is blowing in the right directions, so no worries about that. And let's actually go through the whole layout here at the interior. So as I said, this is the main screen. We will go through the whole infotainment system in a moment. Let me also show you this. So the great thing is that Audi decided to keep the switches for the AC on the A3. That's a great thing. I would love to see this also in higher models, because they have an additional screen for those, and I think this is more practical. And also I love, look at the sound. I mean, hear the sound of this clicking sound is very satisfying, and I am a big fan. It's also easy to use, so blower up and down, and then the temperature up and down, and then you also have the settings for the AC, max, eco, on or off. So yeah, this car also has the heating of the seats, but it's 29 degrees, so I will not use it right now. Bunch of other options also available, of course, max blow and defrosting of the rear window, of course, and then you also have the heating of the passenger seat. Here are some of the buttons. I love the fact that the start stop button is here, so you can immediately turn it, turn off the system if you don't like it. I don't like it personally, so I always turn it off. And in some models you need to, go into the car settings. Here it's very easy. Hazard lights are in here. Sound of the blinkers and hazard lights, satisfying. And then traction control off, and then drive select makes you choose between different driving modes: efficiency, comfort, auto, dynamic, and individual. And on individual you can adjust the drive system and the steering. So those are the buttons in here. This is the Audi phone box. You can have the wireless charger in here. USB and USB-C are located in here, so I will probably use the USB. I'm not sure about the USB-C. Tell me in the comments what do you guys think about the USB-C ports, but at least they have one here. Golf doesn't have it, they only have USB-C there. And then this is an interesting switch for the music and radio stations and stuff like that. You can also turn on and off the volume by just sliding around it, and then also you can change the track or the stations. And then here is the button for the mute. Also the passenger can easily use this button. This particular model is equipped with the 6-speed manual gearbox. It's very sharp, very precise. I love it. But there's also an option of the S-tronic 7-speed automatic transmission with the beautiful small gear lever. I would prefer that in terms of the styling, but in terms of the fun during the drive, I think this is better. So I don't know which one I would go for, probably for the manual with this engine. But tell me in the comments which engine and which transmission option would you go for. And then here is the main bridge. And I don't like one thing here is this. So there's no slider, and then this looks kind of out of place. So I would love to see the slider here, like on the new Skoda Octavia. But then also the new Golf doesn't have the slider here. So not sure why they didn't put it, but yeah, that's something that I would change. personally. But other than that, this the whole main part here looks beautiful, I would say. You have the 12-volt outlet, and then this is the electronic parking brake, and then this can be extendable. It's also in leather with nice stitching that goes with the seats. Also here you have some extra storage space, but there's no USB ports or stuff like that. So yeah, this is the main part here. Then, as I already said, this lovely aluminum part, and then the glove box has very nice carpeting, and the seats also have these extensions for your legs. This is super cool and also comfortable. And let's see the steering wheel. So flat bottom, as we already mentioned, buttons for changing off various things that you want to see in front of you, and then you can zoom in and zoom out to navigation with this button. Different views are available when you enter this view button. Then this is to when you have your phone paired, then you can call people. This is the voice command, and then this is volume up and down, and then this is the changing of the radio stations. Steering wheel button, you can actually then configure the things that you want here. Let's go back to the regular view, and now it's time to focus on the infotainment system. Let's go. This is the home button, well-known home button from other from other Audi models. And then you have different things that you have available here. Let's go. This is the list of radio stations. Just see how fast and responsive this is. And then media, of course, if you connect your device, you can have music from your media. I love this clicking sound when you press something. You can turn that off if you don't like it, but I personally love it. Telephone, of course, Bluetooth connection is available, but also phone apps. You can use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. That's always convenient in a new car. Navigation, speaking of the navigation, it is very responsive. Look at this. It's also got the 3D shapes of the buildings. So this is the cathedral in Zagreb, my hometown, and then also some beautiful buildings are in here. We will also go through the city during the night, and I will turn on the navigation, so that will also be nice. Stay tuned for that, or maybe video is already live, so then it will be should be here. National Theatre. So you get the point. Look how fast and how responsive this is. Real thumb up for that. Moving on, car. So this is where you can configure some of the car settings. So Audi Drive Select, we already saw it. These are the driving modes. And then efficiency assist, economy tips. Now what this is, it's actually the fact that the car can give you economy tips. I turned that off because I mean, the car will give you tip. For example, it's summertime, you're driving with your AC on, and you roll down the window, and it tells you immediately, hey, you roll down the window and you have the AC on, you should put the window up again. So not sure I need that kind of assist. AC controls, auto recirculation, and lights and vision. This is the coolest part probably for me, especially during the night. Exterior lighting, these are the automatic headlights. You can configure the activation time, early, medium, or late, and main beam assist. You can turn that on. Entry and exit lights, we will turn those on as well. But the background lighting is the coolest part of this interior, I would say, because look, you have different styles available. You can see them here. Let's, for example, put to the impulse, and then on the screen you see you have this element in red, and then this in white. The surfaces are in white. Then Martin makes it all in like the blue shape in there, and then the like white here. Drive select, this is white in all elements, but the best part is that you can individually configure also that out. For example, contour, that's this part here, and then for example you want this to be in blue, turns to blue, this also, and then this, and now you have the blue part here and also the blue surface. I don't know if you can see it here, but during the night you will see it even better. I will do a proper video of just that. And there are actually 30 colors available, but I think the blue is the nicest one. And let's go to the surfaces, colors. You can also change the color of the surface, and then you see this on the avatar here. Let's put it to green, and then immediately you see this is green, and then the surface here is green. It's daytime, so you can't see it properly, but as I said, you will see it on a night drive. Anyway, those are the ambient lights. You can play with them whole day. Parking aid, how much of a volume you want from the sensors. Driver assist, this car has a bunch of driver assist systems. Adaptive cruise assist, distance warning, lane departure warning, Audi pre-sense and rest recommendation, and then you configure what you want to be turned on and what you want to turn off. Let's go back to the main menu now. Settings. These are the general settings, so I'm not gonna go through them. Basically measurement units, data and time, stuff like that, but this is interesting. So display of the virtual cockpit, you can have it in the sport, and now we changed it to sport, but you can also have it in dynamic. And let's actually change to this kind of view, and then when you go for the dynamic, yes, change now. Look at this. Now, how cool is this? You have the dynamic mode, like RS mode, I would say. I mean, looks like RS model. So you have the rev counter on your left, and then you also get the speedometer on your right, and this all looks very nice. You can also change it like this. So a bunch of views available, and as I said, this is the main thing with the virtual cockpit plus. It looks very, very nice and very sharp. I'll put it to sport right now with this big screen and big rev counter and big speedometer. So those were the display and brightness. Settings, language and keyboard, we're not gonna go through that. Sound settings, speaking of the sound, this car has the option of 3 systems. Base one, 6 speakers, and then you get the Audi sound system, that's the one on this car, it's 10 speakers, and then Bang & Olufsen is the top of the line. If you love good sound, you can go for that one, but it's around 900 euros, I think. So yeah, it is expensive, but it's worth it. I mean, it sounds awesome. System maintenance, software update and stuff like that are here. Then the settings for the user, for the connected devices and the settings. And then you can also have the settings for your navigation. Map colors, do you want it to be day or night, or you want automatic? We're gonna put it to automatic, so when it's you know, night, of course it will turn to the dark mode. And then here is the orientation that you want. I want a 3D map, as that's the coolest looking for me. You can also change, of course, the voice guidance, route criteria, stuff like that. And then bunch of different settings. I'm not gonna go through all of them right now. Help, if you don't know where something is located, the setup wizard can help you. And that's about it. You can have different users to have the settings that you like, for example, for the ambient lights or for the you know, system and digital cockpit in front of you, stuff like that. So really responsive infotainment system, classic one from the Audi. We saw them also on the other new Audi models. Tell me guys, what do you think about the interior of this car? And now I think it's time that we go at the back. Before that, let me just show you this. Nice LED lights, sun visors, and then also this is in black because this car has the S Line interior trim. Look at these LEDs, they do look cool. Then you also have some of the lights in here. So when you press this, they both illuminate, and then when you turn them off, when you press this, they turn off. So yeah, let's go at the back. Before we go at the back, I just realized that I haven't shown you these adjustable cup holders. They are a cool feature. So look, you just have storage space like this, or you have two cup holders. So very convenient, very easy to use, also holds the bottle very well. Let's check it out. Good angle of opening. And then here you have also nice element. So look at this door handle, similar to the one on the front, and then this element is also similar. You also have the ambient lights here at the back, as well as the Alcantara and this nice leather with the stitching. And then the seats, they have the same pattern as the ones on the front. You only don't have the S Line badge in here, but let's jump inside and see. So exactly how much I need, and I'm 1.87 m. So have that in mind, and let me also show you. I'll actually keep the door open so that we have more lights. But yeah, I have like this for my head. Let's actually try to close the doors. Maybe it will be better. All right, so I do have some space for my head still, and for my knees exactly how much I need, because you have this seats with the special, let's say, pattern here for the knees. So I do feel comfortable, and I don't think there will be any problems for a longer road trips on a car like this. And then this is the view you have on a front. Air vents are available here for the passengers, and then two USB-C ports. Not sure I would use them as they are USB-C, but okay. It's nice to see this net so that you can put different things inside. So yeah, now let's focus on the engines that are available for this car. In order to get to the engine, you need to press this lever here, and then of course this car has the hydraulic struts. You just need to find this here, and then this is the engine for you. 1.5 liter petrol engine, 150 horsepower. Very good engine. Among my favorites for this car, I will probably go for the 2-liter one maybe, but this is very good. 8.4 seconds to reach 100. Also consumption is really low. You can get it to 6-7 liters, so that's impressive, I would say, for a petrol car. And there are actually other options. Of course, you have the less powerful petrol, and then you also have a 2-liter diesel with either 116 or 150 horsepower. Those engines are available right now, but there will be more powerful versions available later on. Also, there's a mild hybrid available right now with 150 horsepower. That one has the electric system to make it even more efficient. So tell me in the comments, which engine would you go for? Okay guys, so that was it, all the details of the new A3 Sportback. Tell me in the comments, what do you think about this car? Now, speaking of the prices, everything will be in the description, but the base price for this car in Croatia is 28,250 euros. This one is of course more expensive because it's got the 150 horsepower petrol version, and also it's got the S Line, fully packed, 19-inch wheels, digital cockpit plus, so all the things that you can get, this car has. So tell me in the comments, what do you think about the design? Thank you very much for watching. Do subscribe to the channel. Night point of view drive is probably already on the channel, and there's a daytime running point of view drive also coming, so stay tuned and see you on the next one. Bye bye.